Hi. Yeah, it's me. Thought I'd do something goofy, especially since I didn't do my video this morning. I know. As you can see, she's doing very well. Yeah, she got a little hot earlier. Still isn't acting quite normal. She's still doing a lot of the scratching. She's got herself a really nasty spot right here where she's scratching a lot. And there she goes again. Would you stop scratching that? Okay. I know. I just don't know. But she does that. And it's always the side of her face. Whenever she has these rounds of pancreatitis, she just tears up her face over in here. It's just, I think it's just an after effect of it. But, oh, excuse me. Sorry. I know, I just ate. But yeah, I spent the morning, well, I slept in a little bit. I cut out from work a little bit early last night. And then I found a 24-hour Wendy's. Because I needed something to eat, didn't have anything here, and I didn't want Taco Bell yet again. I've been wanting a burger. So I figured, okay, Wendy's it is. So I found one that's open 24 hours. Good to know for in the future. And came home, ate, and died until about 10 o'clock this morning. And then I was still feeling very sleepy, and I was tossing and turning. Well, actually, I woke up. I was woken up by my glucometer yelling at me that I was having a high sugar. Oh well, that's okay. And I was trying to figure out what I was going to have to eat. Ultimately decided to make a pizza. But I always like some Genoa salami on my pizza. That was a huge ordeal. Trying to find Genoa salami. Oh my goodness. But anyway, I did find it. Not the brand that I like, but hey, you know, beggars can't be choosy. That's okay. And then I curled up and died this afternoon for a good couple of hours. I already had decided I wasn't going to go to work tonight. But I died. And I feel a lot better. Now it's just a matter of figuring out, okay, what am I going to do with myself for the rest of this evening? I think I have an idea what I can do. I need to do that anyway. So, but anywho, yeah, we got things, at least we got me feeling better, or what have you. Just got to finish off with her. I know. I just don't get it. She won't go anywhere near the window. I don't know what it is. So, I'm thinking it's something psychosomatic. Something that happened when she got sick that morning last week. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. It's been very hazy here since yesterday. More of the smoke from the Canadian wildfires coming down. It's been very hazy today as well. I decided to, with work last night, I could smell it even, you know, not just see it, but I could smell it, and I could feel it burning in my throat. And what I decided I'm going to do is I'm going to reteach my body how to acclimate to these situations. So that's what I did last night. I will admit I was getting a little bit lightheaded, dizzy from it all, but did okay. So, I've been able to, well, it did help last night. It was a little bit windy, so it helped to kind of blow things around a little bit, at least help with air circulation instead of it being so dense, you know. But today there really hasn't been much in the way of wind. So But I did okay. I did okay, even with running around and so forth. And I was running around without my mask on, with trying to do shopping and so forth, and did okay. So it's like awesome. So anywho, yeah, yeah, everything is going all right. Found a National Wildlife Refuge yesterday, right in the city, over by the down by the airport. It was like, okay, where did this come from? Actually, that's something else I can look up too, because there were some apartment buildings that were right there, and at least exteriorly, they kind of matching what I'm looking for, as far as priorities, I guess you could say, with things. And I can look up, how much they're running and so forth. So I'm working on things, but yeah, that was a treat. That was a real treat. So I loved that. I loved seeing that. So, and I'll admit, I've had last couple of days, I've been really contemplating my direction and so forth. I know I keep saying I'm going to go this direction, this or that, or whatever, but there's just, there's still some of those nagging things that have been surfacing. And ultimately, but yeah, with all the way to the point, let me back up a minute. Some of it, well, a lot of it is, should I stay here? Should I go back? Should I move on? This or that or whatever. And especially the going back thing, that is creeping up a lot. All the way to the point, I died when I seen it. All the way to the point, I pull into the drive-thru there at Wendy's, and I pull up behind a car, and I was kind of a little bit more focusing on trying to see if I could see the menu, because it's been a while since I've had Wendy's. And I was trying to look or whatever, and then I happened to catch the license plate in front of me. It was Nevada. Didn't even think about it at first, because let's face it, I lived there for 20 years, and even with the license plate, the look of the license plate changing, it's like, it's kind of embedded into my mind as to what it looks like, and what I'm used to, at least subconsciously. And then once it hit me, I was like, yeah. And that was kind of going through my head too. So, yeah, I realized too, when I was sitting there with it or whatever, I thought about, maybe go out, talk to them or what have you. I'm glad I didn't, because it also occurred to me that I'm like, the tags weren't right. The little tags that we get every single year when we renew. I'm like, that's not right with what was on there. And then it occurred to me, it's a rental. So most likely, yeah, they're probably not from Nevada. But the coincidence, a little bit much. So, anywho, yeah, I've been really like, there's things that I like about both places, I think about there, I would have to go, continue what I'm doing. Is that an option for me? Me personally, yeah, it's an option for me. I can go back, I can do that. But is it something that I would really want to do for the rest of my life? And that was ultimately that's what really hit me. Yeah, there's things that I missed from out there. And it's things that they are top priorities for me. Like feeling safe with food, for one thing. Let's face it, having food poisoning 3 times in 1 month with eating out here, it has not helped matters, especially since I've gotten here. Produce, hasn't been the greatest. And that is a top priority for me. So I'm used to much fresher produce. So, that's been a big deal for me. But when I took my nap, well, I like I said, I looked at what, which path do I really want to go down? How do I want to spend my final days? So let's face it, I am 50. Which would I much rather be doing during my final days? Yeah, there's things that I don't like about here. There's things I don't like about there either. But as far as a work path is concerned, so I'm not somebody to retire. Forget it. It ain't happening. Which path would I'd much rather be going down? Because I was looking at it too as if I'm going to die, obviously we all die. Where would I prefer to die? I was looking at it that way. And it's still kind of there. But it was interesting because when I took my nap, I woke up and I had this strong inkling I needed to look at my Instagram page. This is my personal account. And I did that. And right there, sitting there, very first post was, I follow some of the accounts that I follow are basically cheap old houses. One of them's actually called that. Another one is oldhouses.com or oldhouses_com, something like that. So the first post was from one of those accounts that I follow, and there's several of them out there that I do follow. And it was a beautiful old Victorian. And I just looked at it and I'm like, yeah, that's what I want. And then I happened to look where it's at, and it's just 70 miles west of here, in the town of Litchfield. I don't want to live in town. I want to live, of course, on land. I think that was only like 1.8 acres or something like that. But it was like, yeah, okay, message received. And I felt really good waking up from that nap. I felt like I was sorting some things out. I felt like I was really putting some things to rest, making peace with some things, and so on and so forth. And then I wake up to that, and I was like, yeah. And then there were some other things that happened too, and I was like, yeah, okay. So I'm making peace. It's just taking time. It's a mourning process, and I do see that. With going through it with my mom when she passed away. where's he going? Anyway, uh, I do see that, you know, I recognize it, and I was just in hopes that instead of the way things happened, I really wanted to be able to maybe have my roots there or whatever, and be able to buy an RV and go out and explore, you know, find the place that I really want to be. And I can still be doing that if I want to. But I know what I want. I know what I want. So, and I'm taking those steps to do that. So, oh. But anywho, I'm glad that I have taken this opportunity to go through things and so forth. I'll admit, I almost didn't do a video today, and then it dawned on me, I'm like, oh shoot, I didn't do a video, I should do this. But anywho, yeah. At least the weather is quiet. I know it was pretty treacherous start of the week. That's why I don't mind. And I was like, oh gosh, you know, this is the 5th day. You know, I worked 4 in a row. This would be the 5th day. And I'm just like, no. I'm just too tired. I needed to chill. By the time everything was done, it was like I didn't even get done making my pizza until 2 o'clock this afternoon. You know, by the time everything was said and done, I didn't get home until, what was it, after 12:30, something like that. By the time I just got one of those. I like doing the Chef Boyardee pizza kits. I used to love them even more when they had the pepperoni inside and everything. But oh well, they don't do that anymore. But that's okay. So I just get one of those, and I only make the one pizza. I don't even know if you can buy the single packs anymore. Mostly what I find out there are the double packs. I did see where I did buy this, you can buy just the can of pizza sauce, the Chef Boyardee pizza sauce. And then if you want to, you can do your own pizza crust separate or what have you, if you want to go that route. But anywho, yeah, I did that. I like pepperoni, Genoa salami, Canadian bacon, and the hot Italian sausage with the mozzarella, and then sprinkle the powdered cheese on top of that as well. But of course, I bake the crusts ahead of time. So, but yeah, it was by the time everything was said and done. Yeah, and of course I had to get her food and everything too. So yeah, by the time everything was said and done, it was like 2 o'clock, and I fell asleep. It was like just after 3, something like that. Woke up a couple hours later, and I was man, I was really tired. I thought I'd fall asleep for maybe an hour or something like that, and I already knew I wasn't going to be working today. I'd already made that decision. So, but oh, excuse me. But that's okay. Temperatures during the day haven't been too bad. Oh, excuse me. Yesterday when I went out to work, it was hanging like just above 80. I think it was like 82, something like that. But it was a nice cool breeze, and the humidity was down and everything. It was really nice. And it's been getting down into the upper 60s at nighttime. It's been real nice. I love it. And most of the night last night was like down in the mid 70s. So, yeah, it was really, really nice. If it wasn't for the haze, I would have the window open, to tell you the truth. But I don't want to push my body too terribly much. It's like, nope, been through enough. So, but yeah, it's been really nice. So, yeah. I've been enjoying myself. I really have. But anywho, I know I have to get myself moving, clean up my dish, and do some things. Yeah. She's sitting down there just watching me like, and she's still very clingy to me too. I'm still worried about her. And earlier it felt like her body temperature is going up a little bit, but it seemed to calm back down. She might still be going through that a little bit. That might be a good idea. I was just thinking something, and it might help her a little bit. I don't know. Yeah. So, it might help her with things a little bit, especially with the fevers. If she's still going through that, if she's still going through inflammation, and it might help calm her down with this situation too. All right, I'm going to look into it. Something that I'm thinking, but I don't want to say. So I don't want people to take it as medical advice or anything, but fortunately I do have a little bit of a medical background, especially when it comes to animals. So anyway, all right, I'm going to let you go, and I will talk at you later. Love you.